Speaking of the Trump effect and how it is all manifesting in our polling, well, guys, let's go ahead and put this up there on the screen. Almost a little bit of a counter what you were just talking about, Krystal, from Newsweek. A new poll showing that former President Trump holds a sizable lead over Democratic President Joe Biden, actually in a hypothetical 2024 election mashup. So that actually was carried out after Trump was indicted specifically. That's part of why the poll is so important. This is a Harvard-Harris poll, pretty reputable pollster from June 14th to June 15th. Of the 45% said that they would vote for Trump, only 39% that they would vote for Biden in the race if it were held right now. Now, importantly, of course, 15% of the people in the poll said that they were not sure which candidate that they would vote for. Currently, the voter support for Biden and Trump actually decreased from the overall poll in May. I found that pretty interesting, that people who had supported Trump before in May had gone down slightly. That last poll, it was 40% of respondents saying they would back Biden, 47 Trump. So you can say that this poll may have a bias towards Trump. It's certainly possible. Not going to say that it is representative, but as you look at it, it does show the tremendous weakness where, yes, the country may be sick of Biden, but also everybody is not sick of, sick of Trump. The country may be like fed up with Biden. Think he's old. They are willing to vote for him because they are annoyed so much by Trump and the amount of chaos. But you're only one event away from people also holding their nose and voting for Trump as well.
Or
the 2016 effect.
Or staying home.
Or staying home.
Voting third party.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of options when you get to that ballot box if you even decide that it's worth you showing up. And I think it's always important to remember, yes, in these focus groups, over and over again, you have voters, the majority of the ones that voted for Biden last time saying, yeah, I'll probably suck it up and vote for him again. This was a really narrow election. He really can't afford to lose anybody from those focus groups. So this poll, this is maybe a bit of an outlier, but it accords. We've seen other polls that have Trump up as well. Basically, if you look at the overall polling, if you look at the averages, it's effectively a jump ball right now. And that's embarrassing for Democrats because we had 4 years of Trump. We know what that looked like. It wasn't fun. And this is a man who, again, is under multiple indictments. And, even if you have some principled position about former president shouldn't be indicted or should be handled by the political process or whatever, no one can really defend the actions that he was taking with regard to the documents and lying about it and covering it up, et cetera. So the fact that it's at best a jump ball for Joe Biden at this point is really pretty pathetic.
Yeah, it is pathetic. And also, I mean, here's the other reason why we have to spend so much time talking about this. All of our current indications so far are that Trump is doing better in the Republican primary. Let's put this up there because in the same poll, they also tested Republican voters, and they show DeSantis at or below 15% with Republicans in the 2024 race. That's actually worse than RFK Jr. is going against Joe Biden. They say the new poll shows him actually with his weakest support yet. Trump boasting 59%. DeSantis staggering 45 points back at 14, actually losing 2% in the same one. Behind DeSantis is Mike Pence at 8%. He actually showed his doubling from 4% that he was last time the poll was taken. And then Nikki Haley at 4% leading the rest of the field. Look, I mean, how can you possibly look at this and say that this is the best? Also, Krystal, in terms of their second choice, one of the problems for DeSantis is while he remains at 41%, the majority second choice, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, and Vivek Ramaswamy are also nipping away. He doesn't even have the majority second choice amongst Trump voters that are there right now. Again, actually showing you the diluting effect of Mike Pence, of Nikki Haley, and all of these other candidates in the field. They're not taking away from Trump. Overwhelmingly, they are taking away from Ron DeSantis.
That's the
and
problem.
DeSantis was unable to make enough of a case to say, I am the only and the clear alternative. With all of these other people jumping in, they're nipping away at his potential support, his donor base, and just making it even more likely that Trump is probably going to win the nomination.
Yeah, I mean, this poll, it's an outlier. Well, let's be clear. But it's not that much of an outlier. I have the Real Clear Politics averages in front of me. The poll before this was from the Messenger and Harris X, and it has Trump at 53 and DeSantis at 17. The poll we just showed you had DeSantis at 14. So it's not that much of an outlier. And the one before that was Quinnipiac, and it had DeSantis at 23 and Trump at 53. There has been certainly no bump for DeSantis since he launched. If anything, post-launch and especially post-indictment, it seems to be eating into his standing here. With that Harvard-Harris poll that we just showed, I mean, not only is he at 14, he's not even that much ahead of Mike Pence, who's at 8. So I just think this is a very difficult landscape for DeSantis or anyone to be able to overcome, because you've still got the guy who defines all of our politics. He's still there. Republican base still loves him. He can get away with, all sorts of things that other candidates can't get away with. He's able to position himself on abortion and other issues in a way that Ron DeSantis, for example, is unable to sort of finesse and get away with. And with more indictments likely on the horizon, this is just the dynamic between now and when people actually start voting in the primary. So very difficult. At this point, it is not in Ron DeSantis or anyone else's hands. If Trump is going to be knocked off, it's going to be some external factor that we can't even think about or can't even predict right now. It would have to be something like that. Otherwise, there is no messaging path to defeating this man. I just don't see it.
And let's just say that's not a terrible thing to, Trump has a lot of risks. He's got the DOJ on his back. He's got all of these potential indictments. He's obviously facing serious legal challenges. He's old. You can't write these things off.
Yeah.
It's still not a bad bet for Ron DeSantis, but it is still a bet where the odds are severely stacked against him. And I always think it's important to take that away.
Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.